Okay, how did I get hooked up on the X program? Okay, April of April 26th of 2021, I had slander and got detained from staff at Salvation Army. Three officers rushed to me, handcuffed me, and detained me, fully aware that I was getting lied on and slandered and sabotaged and would not investigate and do anything investigation, review the camera footage, and that's a criminal offense. To lie on someone and get their freedom taken away, they covered for it. So I went to Parkland Hospital and I tried to tell Parkland staff about the corruption and how I've been getting railroaded and speak with the victim's advocate. They denied it. And I had already previously spoke with the victim's advocate and showed a person that wasn't corrupt footage in my phone of me getting the gun pulled on me and other events and how police covered for it. And she called a victim's advocate out and the police. So that they are aware that I am getting railroaded, Parkland staff, but they did nothing. They wouldn't let me speak with the victim's advocate and kind of covered for it and sabotage the reports of my stay, of why I was there and why I was traumatized because of the situation and the corruption. They would not put that in the reports, so that was like cover up. So anyway, when I got the counseling, I told the counselor I needed to continue the counseling. I wanted to have a therapist in domestic violence. She showed me how Metrocare had help with domestic violence there. She showed me that they had social workers and they had programs for women fleeing abuse that they're sabotaging and keeping me from. Multiple staff are being dishonest, not referring me to the social workers that they have there, and not referring me to the programs they have there. They have housing programs, which they have denied me. They said that they were going to put me in on a boarding home. They sabotaged that for 3 months and only paid for 1 month. Well, anyway, moving forward, that's how I got started on the X program. So, but let's go through the social workers. Akia we had the fiasco with going to the child protection services. That fiasco occurred. It's more like they're there to sabotage than to help. And these are supposed to be support systems for me. And they're really not acting like support systems. So Akia goes to the child protective services and is like more in the way. So she refused to give me any help in domestic violence, anything in housing, and they had 24-hour emergency housing. And I told her I was afraid, everything that was going on, please, please help me. And she would not give me any assistance in DV. In addition to that, would not give me the 24-hour emergency shelter, and when it was getting cold, and I was forced to live in a tent. I told her I was afraid because it was getting cold, and she would not provide the emergency shelter that they have for 24 hours. And we have another caseworker, I can't think of her name, that would not help me in domestic violence. They have programs. They're denying them. Then we have Janissa. I went to our calling and she was intervening in the staff withholding information on programs that they have there. I went to our calling and the police showed up there, and the police normally show when they deny services. So police have shown up to intervene in me getting advocacy. So I know it's an incredible story and you would have to see it to believe it, but they have. And I've recorded a lot of it. And imagine when I wasn't recording it, I'd go get detained and go to jail. So moving forward, Adrianne, she said that she was going to go to the family place because they're ducking and dodging her too, family place FLP. And she's a social worker. So that's actually hindering the child custody agreement as a crime. And if they have the supervised visits, and I did my part to get set up with the supervised visits, and they're withholding them out of corruption, what is there, if someone ever is going to hold people accountable, what is their part in this? There's a lot of players in hindering the interference with the child custody agreement. So anyway, she said she was going to go up there, but all of the caseworkers are denying me help in DV. So I sent her a text and I said, thank you for going. I said, you went with another party to the police department to report some things with them, and you're not helping me. So this is what she put back, responded back when I sent that to her. She said, my main role is to assist you in avoiding hospitalization. And the way we do that is having your needs met in community by providing information about your diagnosis, providing medication, minders weekly, and providing medication management with access to the doctor. Things like employment is a big deal in helpful in recovery and mental illness. Ask me about mental illness medications, understanding the diagnosis, and I'm your best resource. A DV referral is not anything I can help with. So I've went through multiple staff, and they're supposed to be social workers, and they've been denying the assistance. So this is something that has been going on years, everywhere. So I just reported, and maybe that something can actually happen and someone can intervene, because conspiracy to violate civil rights is something that the FBI investigates. And how many people have and places have to deny services before this ends.